here, getting a second walk-in. We did a little over 40 minutes, first one. Now I've put the training vlog up, eating my breakfast, got some protein and carbs in me. Gonna get out, get some sunshine, walk, burn through some calories, burn through some body fat. All right, let's get on top of it, guys. Name of the game. If you guys would, though, please click like as soon as you get in here. Please comment under the video. And a reminder, I have coaching slots open. I do coaching and I do consultation calls, also for non-clients. So hit me up on that. And yes, I'm gonna hammer that over and over and over. It's the main point. Coaching slots open. You guys see the testimonials, you see the vlogs, you know what my people do. I will get you jacked and strong. But let's see if we can get a pretty good live going here. I may run this one a long time. I feel good. I got some food in me. Probably my metabolic rate's really high from squatting and deadlifting and doing legs right now. If I'm up for it, I might run this out as my whole dang cardio for the day. Especially if I can get some people in here, man. If you guys will hit the likes and we can get this flowing really well, you know, get it blowing up, we could absolutely run this one out a long time, especially if I get some lively conversation. Might be a goal. Maybe if I just run it out long enough, we can make that happen. All right, might have to do that more on the Facebook too. All right, especially if I get certain stuff on the Facebook, run some of those an hour. That would be definitely different, definitely be helpful, you know. But we'll see. See what you people do for me in here today. So, yeah, I might end up doing that one of these days this weekend anyways, just to see what it does for the algo, for the Facebooks. Okay, so far though, not a lot happening here. Not much happening. So I'll give you guys a few more minutes. I guess I'll talk about the training. You guys saw the vlog though. 3 sets of squats, three sets of high bar squats, 3 sets of deadlifts. I'm having to really focus on grip now that I'm using that stiff bar. The grip was fine on the third set. Held the third rep at the top of that first set. I lost my grip. You guys will see in the vlog, it's because I'm not used to using the power bar again, which is thicker. I didn't wrap my thumbs around correctly. I've gotten so used to the ease of the deadlift bar. But second and third set, I said it correctly. I just got to get in the habit of it again. Just got to remember that extra couple millimeters matters on that bar. But I also did some forearm work today too. Just because my total pulling volumes are a little lower. I want to double down on that and make sure it's good, right? Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Let's go walk down this street. I can see the screen okay. I think we'll be okay. Let me turn it the other way and see if I can read it on the way back. As long as I can read, we're good. I think that's what gets me. But we also have some screen, anti-glare screens coming today that Steve was kind enough to purchase. He gets in the streams. He was a former client for a few months. And he's just like, oh, coach, we got to get an anti-glare screens. So, you know, like, all right. So he helped me out. Bands are like that sometimes, you know. Bands are like that sometimes. But I'm going to keep walking on this, and hopefully we'll get some people in here. And again, I'll just weed out the trolls like I've been doing. I don't need the nonsense. Just getting better at identifying them quick. Just get rid of nonsense. Let's keep it training. Keep it training related, fitness related, diet related. Because that is what this channel is. It's what it's about. And again, the training is really good today. I'm hoping all this cardio will help some with the leg DOMs and a little bit of the quad tendons, because they've been getting a little angry at me. Those deep, heavy belt squats and stuff. I haven't done high bar squats first. If I don't get all this blood flow, it's going to hurt tomorrow. And we don't need that. Right? We definitely don't need all that. But I also think I'll get a tan really quick from all this. All right? We'll get all tanned. So if I drop some body fat, everyone will think I made this amazing transformation. All right? Do it a couple weeks. I don't want to drop my carbs down though. If I do though, it'll look a lot different. I'm enjoying eating carbs. I feel like the training is better on lots of carbs. We know it is, and we know carbs are anabolic. Now, plus we get into the whole looking leaner when you drop carbs, but oh yeah, the screen is going to be a problem, definitely walking back. I'm going to try to get to the park area. It's going to take me a couple minutes. Let me see. Version of, this is like the wall. Oh, it's just a troll trap talking crap. All right, how much weight you aim to drop? Richard, I don't have a set amount. I'm just going to trim down a little and get leaner. I don't actually set numbers like that because I don't think it's about set numbers. Keeping in mind, you know, just dropping weight, are we talking dropping water? Talking dropping fat? I mean, I'm at a point right now where just 5 pounds of body fat difference would be very noticeable because of my muscle. But, you know, I don't know. I just want to trim down. I want to lean out a little bit. I haven't decided how much. But I feel like I can make some small lean gains in recomp if I do it correctly, dialed in with the cardio and diet. And that's kind of the whole point. All right? You know, that is the entire point. It's not like I'm looking at, hey, I need to do whatever for a weight class, because I can be in my weight class easy anytime I want. I think definitely abs are visible. I don't know about serratus. I think serratus is a bit overrated just for general public and marketing. I can't read anything till I get over to the park. By the way, guys, I'm in a really sunny spot. So again, that anti-glare will help. Let me try to walk faster to get there. At least there's no lawn stuff. It's midday and hot enough. A lot of lawn guys aren't going to want to be out now. Now that we're closing in on noon, and we are in the southeast Texas weather. Yeah, Richard, just until abs. I mean, probably need to just trim down until I have a six pack again. It doesn't need to be serratus level lean. Right, that's kind of another tier. Okay, a little bit of shade just appeared from the clouds. I thought cardio would be impacting gains, meaty quads though. Not this type of cardio doesn't impact gains so much. It's higher intensity cardio. How you doing? It's higher intensity cardio you're concerned with, guys. What you're looking at is it interfering with your recovery? Brisk walking is not going to hurt your recovery. Less cardio cycling, not going to hurt your recovery. Right? So usually the cardio is an issue when you create too large of a deficit. But if I'm creating only a small deficit with it, but I'm doing it looking at nutrient partitioning it. So again, people forget what calories in, calories out. They overly simplify it and not understand how it works. It's at a chemical level, hour to hour, cell to cell level. Okay, this is why recomposition occurs. Sometimes this is why it happens. So, you know, so in this case, the idea, you pick a cardio type, like just less cardio, that tends to burn only fat. And you eat only carbs. And you combine it with any modest enhancement. So that's what people have to think about too. I am on a little bit of test. You know, so when you look at the nutrient partition in, it's kind of cheating a little bit there. But the idea is to retain muscle extremely well because of the massive insulinogenic response of all the carbs. Is jogging better than walking for some cases? For people who don't mind the impact on their knees, I'm doing a lot of heavy squatting and heavy belt squats. It would not be a good idea for me. Menzer was big believer in walking. I mean, Menzer knew how to get people ripped. Menzer's training got crazy near the end, and we all know that. Mental illness combined with amphetamine use. His training got ridiculous in his latter years to where it was really stupid, and I'm shocked anyone looks at it. So easily debunked. But his earlier stuff was good. Like Menzer's training when he was competing in the Olympia was pretty good, realistically. It's when he no longer bodybuilded and he got into his weird philosophy. But as far as the walks, yeah, I mean, even he did that for getting stage ready. Lots of bodybuilders do that. Lots of bodybuilding coaches, other people do that. So I think we're going to deal with issues with the sun until I get those screens in, hopefully today. So I'm going to try to walk mostly in the shadier area. There we go. Oh, I can see now. Pancake says, Jason, why am I so depressed this morning? I don't know. Talk to your therapist, dude. I can't help you. I will say though, maybe eat some protein. Eat some protein, eat some carbs, go do some lifting. That'll help. But outside of that, I don't have advice to give you. All right? But Pancake, I have consultations. So if you want to talk about it, you can talk to Coach in a one-on-one call. I don't know that I'll be able to help you. But you know, weekends coming, I tend to do a lot of calls. Pancake, Menzer wasn't training in his later years. He was putting out information and coaching people and writing articles and books. He wasn't training. Does that make sense? So what do we mean? He was pushing crazy stuff like you could do one set every 8 days and win the Mr. Olympia. That's what he was pushing. That you only needed one set per week of all-out failure. And eventually started changing it to 8 days and 10 days, right? Like he was literally telling people in his final years, oh yeah, dude, you could work out for 20 minutes 3 times a week and become a pro bodybuilder. Like it's optimal. That type of crazy stuff. Similar diet, 83 legendary. What is the diameter of a competition plate around? Wow, it slipped my memory. You're gonna have to Google it, Owen. I used to have this memorized, but you caught me on the spot, and I don't have it memorized anymore. Wow, good question. I don't know, go look it up. The iron is the best therapist. The iron can help. Can I set 1 week enough for maintenance? No. Nope. If you're an advanced lifter, you will lose muscle on it. I'm just sorry, that's just the way it is. It would be nice, but just the way it is. Yeah, speaking of that, guys, hit that like button. There's a bunch of you in here commenting, and we don't have any likes. So, hey, Coach, Texas is so beautiful. Well, Texas has multiple climates. You should probably say, hey, the area is outside of Houston. You know. I'm not going to give that spiel because you're obviously a troll because you know I give that spiel all the time. So, all right. Pancake, hit the like button. Appreciate it. Thong, hit the like button too, man. We don't have likes. Come on, get those likes up, guys. You know the drill. Chop, chop. But, yeah. I mean, like I said, Menzer got a little crazy. But honestly, his early ideas were good. I mean, the guy placed second in the Mr. Olympia for a reason. He wasn't an idiot. And he trained hard. Yeah, just a lot of issues there, and a lot of it had to do with he just said they didn't have the equipment to measure certain stuff. So he just came up with theories that seemed to make sense. And I always remind guys, but you might want to make sure it's testable. You know, I watch these every day. Why not support Jason? Thong hit it right. Thong's not even hitting it. He probably hit the dislikes. No, I don't think Thong is a true fan. Probably not. You know how it goes though. But he might be, but he might not. People get weird in these things. Yeah, guys, hit that like button for Daddy. Come on now. What's wrong with y'all? Get them likes up. Oh, crack on my neck a little bit. But again, that's kind of the point. People have a lot of theories on nutrition, a lot of theories on training, but it's just not supportable. You know, people will say silly stuff like, well, you know, whatever, this fat, linoleic acid promotes inflammation through this pathway. I believe this is it. And then you measure it in humans, and like it turns out, well, no, it doesn't cause inflammation in humans. We've studied it, like 27 studies. Most of them came back showing it was mildly anti-inflammatory. A few of them showed it neutral. Most of them showed mildly anti-inflammatory. None of them are showing it's inflammatory. And then people will still argue and go, no, it has to be inflammatory because of this pathway. You're like, but when we measure it in people, it's not inflammatory. See what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, Richard, you're right. Elliot Darden did, and he sold books. But, you know, people didn't get results off that. And I think people look at some of the DC stuff, which came out of that a little bit, you know, dog crap training. And they're like, but Dante got people pretty big. And it's like, yeah, but Dante also told everybody to run 2 grams of gear a week. You know, and I'll be the first to say, if you took Dante's gear advice, people, that's really was the thing. When I was younger, the DC training was really kind of getting big, and there were guys getting big on it on pretty dang low volumes, but it was still get as strong as possible on big lifts, right? It was literally stuff like Dante's like, yeah, dude, you can deadlift 500 pounds for 20 reps, you know. You can squat and deadlift 500 pounds for 20 reps, you'll be huge. But keeping in mind the accompanying stuff for cycling for pennies, Dante was literally telling people how to blast really cheap too. He's like, no, forget all this stuff, forget all the trends. He's like, just combine tests with Decker, test and EQ, and run 2 grams a week. And you see the issue? So yeah, his higher intensity stuff with all the rest pause and the stretches added after, you're on that much gear, it's going to be really effective, right? Excessive sun could be. I don't know that I'm getting excessive if I'm only out here an hour, hour and a half a day in the sun. Probably not that bad. Plus a lot of it I'm shaded, right? But the problem is, remember, Elliot Darden, none of those guys were getting people big. Dante was at least getting people big coming out of those circles because his stuff blew up. But again, he was also pushing, you know, telling guys stuff like, yeah, 1,200 tests plus 800 deca and train this way and you'll get big. Well, yeah, they got really big. How many pounds of fat? I don't have an exact goal, right? I don't have an exact fat loss goal. Because a lot of that's going to depend on if I feel like dropping water or not, or if I just want to keep water weight and just keep getting leaner. And then just stay full. So I'm not that worried. I don't have a set goal. How about I just focus on getting leaner until I get tired of getting leaner, doing the cardio, right? That's multiple people ask me that. I don't ever really worry about that. But if I drop too light a body weight and I go compete later, I've got to change weight classes. And then I might have to water cut, you know, so it's complicated. I don't know, it depends on what I want to do with it. Haven't decided, I just decided I want to start getting leaner a bit. I'm feeling big, I'm feeling thick. Like, I see enough of my footage and the screenshots, and I know where I'm at. So it's like, yeah, now it's time to just get a bit leaner, right? Recomp if possible. Just want to take this approach to it. Plus, I feel like just doing all the list cardio would be good for me. It'd be good for me mentally, be good for me physically. And it lets me do a lot of streaming where I'm multitasking, so then I can have outreach to all my audience on my different platforms streaming this stuff, right? We can do all that. So that's just a pure win, right? It's just an all-around win situation. So it gives me a good excuse to just multitask with all this stuff. If I've been natty lifting hard consistently for 15 years, should I accept that I won't get any bigger to the naked eye at least? Yeah, probably not. Your gains are going to be minuscule. I mean, you can still make gains, don't get me wrong. Pancake. The upper threshold muscle fibers probably don't really have a true upper limit, the highest ones up the chain. They don't really have an upper limit, but that's why it's going to be slow, because you only like 1% of your muscle fibers are still growing, but they're still growing, you know, right? Till you reach a hormonal environment where they no longer will, combined with just too much size. Yep. But it's not going to be a true cap. It's just going to be a case of, man, I put on a couple ounces of muscle this year. But it still gains, but you just won't be noticeable to the eye. Hey, Dylan, I don't know. Maybe. See how nonchalant I am about it. I don't know. Man, I don't make predictions on stuff like that anymore. Like, really? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. What is your opinion? What are your thoughts? It's depressing that we only decay and get worse. No, it's not. We don't decay and get worse. See, that's why you're depressed. Quit being so nihilistic. Don't be so black-pilled. Another walk, you must be getting shredded. I did 2 hours of total list yesterday. I'll try to do 2 hours today total. That's kind of just my benchmark between the walks and the bike. I just want to get 2 hours of list cardio in, while just keeping my dietary fat really low and eating clean. Just strip a little body fat down, while hopefully making some gains. Julia, you talked to. I don't know anyone named Don off the top of my head. Could you be specific? I think you need to get a really impressive physique to hear you're following your transformation. This last go around seemed to not have any followers. Yep. Are hip thrusts effective for building glutes? Yes. I think they are a bit overhyped, but they do work. Unbelievable. I started doing all this list yesterday. So how could we really predict what it's doing from just one day? Come on. Common sense, brother. Okay, I'll humor you, Julia. Why would Don Shipley even know my name? I've never claimed to have been in the military or a Navy SEAL. He only goes after fake SEALs. So why would he know my name? So let's get rid of you, Julia. Well, because I said so in the stream just a minute ago, dude, while you were listening, I said I just started it yesterday. And that's cool though, man. You guys miss stuff when I'm talking. It's cool. I'm not like mad at you. All right. Any tips on how to do them properly? Where should your footing be? For hip thrusts and glute bridges, your feet need to be as close to your glutes as possible. Coach, what's for lunch? Same thing as every day. Chicken, rice, potatoes, broccoli, spinach. That's what's going to be for my next meal. And the next meal, I'll probably work a little yogurt in to make sure I get some calcium. So pretty much what I'm doing, guys. Basically, to sum it up, it's going to be a chicken, broccoli, and rice type bro, right? Combined with a lot of less cardio, works pretty well. And Robin says, my man, do you track calories or just... No, I track calories, right? I'm going to do about 3,500 or so right now, which will be a deficit with this much bliss, definitely a deficit. He just eats clean. Dylan, I never stopped working on my physique. I just didn't want to be at that body weight. Just wasn't feeling my strongest. Yeah, Dylan's definitely a troll. Okay. What do you miss about Bulgarian Light? The cramps. The two things I miss the most about Bulgarian Light were the overwhelming sense of dread when I first woke up in the morning of thinking about the heavy squat. That starts happening around month 4 to 5. And I miss the cramps, the leg cramps, and pulling muscles walking upstairs or anything. Those two things are what I miss most about Bulgarian Light. It's just a different animal. I mean, it works, but you have to have a certain mindset for it, and it runs into problems eventually. It is not for the vast majority of people. And when you say that, people are like, oh, you're saying I'm weak-minded. No, I'm not saying you're weak-minded. I'm saying it is a specific mentality that has to go with that program to make it work. And just because you're a champion doesn't mean you have the exact mentality for that program. Like, it's different. The other thing too, like the people who successfully run it are completely emotionally detached from their lifting. You have to. So it can really only work for people who can detach emotionally under those maxes, completely detach. So if you're the guy who's going to get psyched up, that program's going to bury you. It's going to bury you really, really fast if you're that guy, faster than average. So again, it's not for everyone. Like I said, I did it for 7 months. I gave it a try. Definitely gave it a try. You know, we gave it an honest go around. Also, get those likes up, guys. There's a bunch of you commenting and we still only got 1 like. I think y'all just trolling at this point. Y'all just trolling me. Got any more real questions, guys? Now the questions have died out. But training vlog is up, so you guys have seen the training for the day. The squat and the deadlift. I might start heading home soon, I don't know. We might wind this down, or I might hop over to the Facebook. Since this is pretty well dead in here, there's nothing happening. No donations, nobody else commenting, nobody liking. You know? So yeah. So where's this put me at? This is 30 minutes deep. We did just over 40 earlier. Not bad. Just trying to keep track of it, guys. I want to hit 2 hours a day. So Well, at least we got a couple more likes there. There's no real questions happening. I'll walk through this sunny area to a less sunny area, and then I'll be able to see y'all's questions again. All right. Well, nobody else is chiming in. So it might be time to just go to the Facebooks or something. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do the big Facebook page today. I don't know if doing one every day is helpful. Maybe tomorrow. Hit it hard tomorrow. I'd run this a lot longer though, guys, if I've really had some good conversation in here. If we had some good questions and good topics, I could justify really running this out longer. And nobody's got anything to say. So a few trolls, and we had some few questions, but then they kind of died out. Well, at least the likes are slowly ticking up. Give me a few more likes, guys. That'll get more people in, and then we might get a few questions. All right, we might get some questions in here that are worthwhile. Yeah, at least I finished all my lifting for the week, so that's good. All the training out of the way. It'll be interesting doing multiple sets of squats and deadlifts twice a week again. I always said we have to be careful of that, but I mean, I'm dialed in enough on the fatigue management. Might be fine. I used to do a lot of squatting though, but I didn't have any leg machines then. When I used to train at home, you guys remember I used to do like 20 triples a week on high bar squats. I used to do a lot of them paused. But that does work. Definitely works. It will get your quads jacked. And with good neural drive. All right. That's what I did and got my squat back up to 500 back then, 500 plus. I was back in the UK. Oh, this is a nice area. It's a little soft to walk in with all the pine needles because of all the shade. But it is nice. Kind of softer ground now. All right. Man, the people who were asking questions have died out. We haven't had any questions in 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. What do you do? Well, if that's the case, I don't know if I can really stay out here, if I need to just head home. That's the only downside with the streams. If they're not lively, it doesn't work as well as I'd like for all this cardio. It works the best. We really have these blow up and tons of people in, but not in silly nonsense. Okay. Problem is the same silly nonsense make new accounts every day. Unfortunately. So, okay. Still the same number of people, the likes are trickling up. But yeah, guys, definitely check that vlog out if you haven't yet. Got good stuff there. I'm going to make all my shorts and reels for all of that here in a bit. I need to get home and get a shower though first. All right. I'm going to be stinking up my chair, my desk chair. Well, this is ticking up. Wait, we're getting some likes and more people looking. So let's get some questions, guys. Throw some questions at me. Get some ideas. Let's get some topics so that I can do this longer. Maybe, maybe not. Well, I guess not. Now the views are trickling down because there's nothing happening. Again, the downside to lives, you're kind of relying upon Q&As. So, gotta be enough. That's the same guy who was yelling that one day out here in his backyard. Not exactly 100% sure what backyard that is. Because they've got really tall fences over there so you can't see over it. like 7-8 foot wooden fences. Well, I guess I'm going to start making my way back towards my house, since not really much happening here. Also the time of day though, it's just shortly after noon, at least where I am. Maybe not ideal time. I noticed this time window, we don't get a lot of comments. Now I can't see the screen. I'm gonna start working my way home. Might be a good time to hop over into the Facebook, since nothing's quite happening here. I can't see the button to close it though. Can't see the button to close it. Makes it a little bit difficult. So what I mean I can't see it is, I mean the whole YouTube interface just looks completely black. All right, is there enough shade here? All right, so I'm gonna end this. Love you guys. I'll talk to you next time.